Hello, Mustapha. Thanks for joining us on the news.
Hello, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Let's get straight into it. Now, Fatih Bashaga has been appointed as Prime Minister, and the interim Prime Minister, that is Abdulhamid Abiba, refused to step down. Looking at the situations before his appointment, spokesperson for the parliament said it was unanimously chosen after his only rival, that is Khalid Al-Bibas, stepped down. Now, what do you think would have been the reason for this?
I think, in my opinion, I think there are just some foreign parties pushing for further disintegration of Libyan communities or society as a whole. Because I see no reason why the last election was not held. That was the one that was supposed to be held in December last year. So, and Biba is the current Prime Minister of Libya, and he became the Prime Minister through United Nations sponsored dialogue. That was in 2020, I think. So now his tenure is supposed to be expired by last year, December, so that a new government will be formed through elections, as general elections. So recently, the parliament came up with a vote to bring in a new interim government. And Bieber said he's not really going to buy that idea because he's still a legitimate prime minister of Libya for now. So the problem now is we have two prime ministers now. Both are actually illegitimate because even Bieber himself was being brought to power through United Nations dialogue. I mean, sponsored by United Nations, backed by the Western government. So now we have another prime minister now. So I think the only solution is election. That's let the people decide who they want to be their leader. Because right now, both there's going to be more division in the country, and the country already is tense. People are already fed up with the government, both the interim government and the new government that was recently elected by the parliament. So
Talking
these are the
about
problems we have.
Okay, Mustafa, talking about tensions rising, just hours before the selection at the parliament, Abiba, who has refused to step down, escaped an assassination attempt. Who do you think could be the masterminds? Why would anyone even want to attempt to assassinate Biba?
Well, one thing I think is, like I said earlier, I think some foreign parties are involved in this whole scenario because perhaps Bieber is no longer being on their side, or its policies no longer favor them, in the sense that they are lobbying. Each foreign parties are lobbying to have their people in power, so that they can have a direct access to Libyan wealth and resources. And that is how politics is being played all over the world these days. So I think those who are trying to instigate the removal of Biba from power are those who have interest in Libya, in Libyan resources. So they think they can bring in their own man, to head the interim government. So that is what I think. That is just my opinion, to be honest. Everything is just politics. Normal thing that is happening these days in Africa.
Well, let's talk about Fatih Bashaga. He has called for an all-inclusive government. Do you think that is possible?
Well, it depends. Now in Libya is very open. Anybody can become whatever they want now. All you need is just the backing of foreign power. The most powerful force, we have the control of the government. That is the thing. You see, apart from Bashaga and Biba, we have Khalifa Haftar, who is also interested in governing Libya, to become the president of Libya. And then we have Saif Gaddafi. So there are many other candidates who are vying for the position of power in Libya. So Bashaga can eventually become the interim government if he has the support of the United Nations, the European Union, and probably the United States. So whoever have the more power from the foreign parties is going to be the next leader of Libya. That is the thing. Only election can make maybe you can make Libya politics more sane these days. And even elections are going to solve the problem because a lot of things have been destroyed since 2011 revolution in Libya. So back to your point, Bashaga can become the interim government. I mean, the interim leader of Libya. That's the prime minister. As long as he has the support of the powerful forces from the outside. That is the thing.
Now, aside this political challenge that you have itemized that Fati could face, now what other challenges do you think he would be facing even as he assumes this position as a prime minister?
You say what?
I said now, despite the fact that you have mentioned a political challenge as one of the challenges that Fati Bashaga would face, are there other challenges that he would face even as he assumes position as the prime minister?
Definitely, definitely. In my opinion, I think there needs to be a general reconciliation of the ethnic group in Libya, because what the people from the outside world saw in 2011 was a kind of civil war, or a kind of let me say housing of a dictator. That's what they believe. That okay, they remove a dictator from Libya. But what happened in 2011 is beyond civil war. There's a lot of ethnic tension in Libya at this stage, in which we have people from different cultural backgrounds or different ethnic groups trying to push in their candidate to become the next leader of Libya. Like this, Bashaga is being backed by the opposition from the eastern Libya, why the Biba administration is being backed by the government in Tripoli. That's the Western Bank government in Tripoli. So Bashaga is going to face a lot of challenges, even if he eventually becomes the prime minister of Libya. The only solution is reconciliation. That's national reconciliation. So apart from political challenges he's going to be facing, he's going to be facing another challenges from the Libyan people themselves and the entire ethnic group that made up Libya, the country. So these are some of the problems he's going to be facing. Unless he come out, he's being honest with himself about his intention, his plans for Libya. That's what I think. He needs to come up with a plan to convince Libyan people that okay, yeah, we need to trust this guy. Because when the Bible came in, he said once the election comes close, he's going to step down as prime minister of Libya so that there can be free and fair election. And what happened when election came close? He decided to run for the election himself. So this is why people are fed up. So apart from political challenges, it's going to face a lot of challenges from the Libyan people themselves.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mustapha, for joining us on the news. We really appreciate your presence.
Thank you.